Hey, you're listening to The Truth in Her podcast with Madeline
and Mary. From funny jokes to thought-provoking conversations, we are two friends here to share our laughs, insights, and everything in between.
So settle in wherever you might be and get ready to hang out with The Truth in Her family. Action. Hey guys!
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode.
The Truth in Her podcast.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you guys back. Today's gonna be a really cool one.
Episode 23.
But today we're gonna talk about worldliness and what is of this world and what is not of this world. Or we're just basically gonna talk about what is of this world and go into it and just talk about each of the things. So we each wrote different things down. What we did.
Yeah, and our goal, our main prompt was worldly pleasures that weaken the soul.
Yep.
Those are prompts.
So basically, there's worldly powers, and then there's heavenly powers. And so we're gonna just kind of go through what are the worldly powers that are not good for us because they don't raise our soul up.
Right. I do want to preface. I did write more actions that.
Okay.
Kind of hurt the soul.
Yeah.
But I think.
Why did you see my list and it was?
No, I didn't. I didn't see your list, but I just did
that's cool.
more so actions, but they go off of each other, so we can have a good conversation about it.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. My first one is really giving rise to emotions. Really, really letting them control us.
Putting them on a pedestal.
Yeah, and I am sad. Let me just cry all day.
Yeah.
Or
I don't feel that. I'm not gonna go in there.
I think one that's hardest is anger because we get angry and it's such an outward expression and we want to get it out and we want to feel it and takes courage, or not courage, but strength to just be I'm feeling this emotion. I'm not gonna let it take control of my physical body.
Yep.
Let me think about it.
I think some people just really let their emotions just control their reaction.
Yep.
Instead of just being like what we talked about in our other episode. Sometimes you just have to do hard things. Sometimes you don't want to do something, but is it for the betterment of your future? Is it for this? Is it for that? So I think definitely people let their emotions just control everything they do.
Yeah, they're guided by so much of their heart, so much of their. I mean, I think it's important to, be in touch with your heart.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not good to let it control your every move.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
And then that goes into another one of my points is indulging a lot.
Yeah.
Indulging in food,
like gluttony,
food or porn.
Yeah.
Or.
Gluttony,
what
for
else?
Sure.
Yeah.
Those are pretty much of the big ones.
Yeah.
This day and age, are you kidding? Oh
right.
my gosh.
Right.
Are you
just
kidding?
Indulging in maybe not even just porn, but phone time.
Yeah. So many things. Even
indulging
TV
in
and stuff and snacks.
Yeah.
Some people that's not a bad. Don't even get me wrong. Trust me, those are not bad things.
Right.
It just becomes bad when it controls your life and you're over consuming it. Going on your phone isn't bad. It's just, are you over consuming it?
I think another interesting one is indulging in attention.
Yep.
I think a lot of women sometimes fall short, and I've done it too.
Oh yeah, me too.
I've indulged in they said that nice compliment about me. I never even thought it like that. That's such a great compliment.
Yeah.
I love that. Let me go try to really work on that.
Yeah.
And make it
overindulging in anything can be harmful.
Yeah,
anything.
Sure.
Anything. For sure. That's a good one.
That's a simple,
Gluttony. Ooh, yeah. No good.
Yeah.
I put greed.
Okay.
I think this is an underrated sin.
Yeah.
Greed? Are you kidding?
I think in our class in society, we don't see it as much.
Yeah.
But it's a big one.
It's a big one.
It's a huge one.
It's a really big one. Oh my gosh. That's and people farm off of sins. Sorry, that's a very stupid term to use.
Farm.
But I was talking to Devin about this the other day, and it was if you look at some of the biggest sins, gluttony, greed, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's people make businesses out of those. So with gluttony, the porn industry, $1 billion.
Right.
greed, casinos.
They want to get you addicted.
Yeah.
Even with the constant scroll on your phone.
Yeah.
It's subconscious.
Yeah.
And there's those companies are working to hack the brain. And the food scientists out there are working to hack our stem cells.
Yeah.
There's science backed by all of this. Like,
Yeah.
you need to be really guarded with how much you indulge in certain things, because there are forces and companies working against you to get you addicted.
Oh, yeah. And addiction is easy to get into.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Especially, like, some people more than others do.
100%. 100%. These forces are strong.
Like, some people have, like, addictive personalities, too.
Yeah. And those people, too, those companies, they see humans as a resource. They don't see them as... They see us as a way to get their money.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, these are actual human beings that, we can take care of.
No. They're making money off of our addiction and our humanistic ways to fall short in this world.
Exactly. Or
it's
like
a big money-making business.
Big pharma, don't even get me started.
Yeah. Don't get it started.
Yeah, like even the ways that we're broken, they feed off the ways that we're unhealthy too, and it's just a cycle.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I think greed is a big one.
Greed is huge.
We can get like, I think you're right. Like, I think there's a bigger scale to it when like there's, higher ups and big corporations and really wealthy people. There's greed on that level, but there's even greed on like even poverty level.
Yes, you're so right.
Like,
you're so right, Mary.
It just can become this evil mindset, and I think especially nowadays, like we become such an individualistic society that everything is mine. Like we have our own cars, we have our own everything. It's just like
it kind of comes with that the victimhood too. Like, I deserve this because I am broken, or I don't have enough.
I deserve this, and it's mine. I'm not going to share, or just over consuming clothes and all this stuff. And it can be a monster.
It can rule your whole entire reality. I think my next one, I wrote damaging our innocence or purity. So, like, one example would be, like, cussing somebody out. Like, because whenever you do say a bad word, at least for me, like, I'm conscious of it. Like, I'll say it and I'll let it slip sometimes, but, like, I'm not going to kill myself over it.
No,
But at the same time, like...
It's just the overindulgence,
you can, it's like, it's almost like...
And, like, how are you using it?
How often are you doing it? Yeah, exactly. Like, once you do it so much, you really can hurt yourself in a way.
And, like, how are you using it, too? Like, it can really...
And then indulging in, like, evilness. We can get addicted to, like, crime shows. For me, I really like to stay... Like, look to the light, in a way. Look to the good, rather than looking to the bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know?
Just, like, be conscious of, what you're consuming, what you're...
Yeah.
What is affecting your spirit, personally.
Exactly. And what you're consuming then affects... what you're creating.
Yeah.
And if you're you're consuming all these horror movies or maybe consuming all this porn, you're going to start creating like not things that are good. You're going to create like other thoughts that are, and then it can control your entire body.
It can affect your emotions and everything about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I put like the ego and like specifically with like money, fame, and like popularity. I think people can get so wrapped up in all of that.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at some celebrities and just, like, see them grow up in a way, like childhood celebrities and stuff.
Right.
And grow up in the fame and the popularity and just to see the effect that has on their ego.
Yeah.
Like, they either, like, go very bad direction or they go in a very good direction.
Right. Right.
But, like, it's just crazy to see how, like, these young artists... And then to see what they're doing now, it's just like, oh my goodness, like they
expect certain things from people.
Like, their body is out there, like.
Yeah.
And they're just loving it, and they're just talking about the devil. And, it's crazy.
Right.
The popularity really gets to people's heads.
It's insane. The fame's insane. And, like, when it does come to, like, all that devil stuff in Hollywood, like, even if you don't think it's a bad thing and you truly think it's art, like, we do have to think, like, why? Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, it's like what you said,
evil. Like, the horror movies, it's just, like, why?
Why? Right.
I mean, it's not, we're not saying horror movies are bad, but it's just, like...
Why think about the evil so much? Why? I'm not sure. It's just...
I think there's a reason on that scale, for sure.
Yeah, there's a reason. Exactly. Exactly.
I think a lot of people use it for bad.
Yeah.
Like, some people, like, you know, it's going to go over their heads, and some people are more, they don't like that more than others. So I personally, like, don't think horror movies and stuff like that are, like, you know, I'm not going to tell you you're, like, a bad person for doing that and cursing and stuff, you know. But I think, like, on a Hollywood level where it's like, dude, this devil stuff, like, what the heck are you doing? There's, like, millions of people watching.
Exactly.
And with, like, certain music I'm not going to listen to because it's, like, that's just too much, man.
Exactly.
Or if there's a horror movie that's just, like...
Why?
Holy moly.
It's just, like, it's
what am
damaging.
I watching right now?
It's damaging.
Like, some of them are just gore-filled.
Just, like, completely ripping each other apart.
So it's, like, what level? Mm-hmm. You know, what's the level?
Yeah, and then, like, what's the intention?
Yeah.
What's the intention?
For sure.
Is a big one.
For sure. And that can turn into, like, selfishness. You know what I mean? The ego and the money and the fame and stuff. Like, the selfishness of all that. I think selfishness is such a worldly thing.
Yeah.
You know?
It's weird. Like, selfishness is definitely... It's weird because there's, like, different symptoms. It's, there's different roots of selfishness. Mm-hmm. Whether it be fear... I mean, maybe it is really just fear.
Yeah.
What else might it be?
I mean, I think it's just, like, taking us away from, like, the
ego.
true meaning of what's in this world. So if you just think, like, what is going to stay here, what's going to move on when I die?
Yes.
You know? So it's just, like, the things that I'm holding on to and, you know, the things I'm being selfish about, it's, like, what's going to move on to you? The people that you love. Mm-hmm. You know? The actions that you do. Like, how hard are you loving? How much are you... spreading good in this world,
right?
You know,
right.
I feel like selfishness can take us away from that and make us think that, you know, consume in what we want more than, like, how can I spread love and how can I be remembered for something good when I die, kind of stuff.
Yeah. There's self in the word. It's definitely, you're focusing on yourself, not others.
Yeah.
And when you focus on yourself too much, it can be...
For sure.
You know, you're
missing the point.
Yeah, you are. There's other people in the world too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not just you.
Yeah. I think true joy really comes from, like, sharing the world with others.
Oh, human connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, human connections helped me through some big things.
Yeah, for sure.
I have another one.
Okay.
Worrying too much.
Yeah.
I've fallen to that one.
Yeah.
Worrying too much, and because when I worry, then I start to think about, again, like, what I want.
Yeah.
You know, you're worrying because you worry that what you're not going to get what you want.
Yeah.
And you have to realize, like, okay, it's not my decision.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain things that I can't decide for myself. Mm-hmm. I can't decide if I'm going to live or die. You know what I mean? I can try hard.
Yeah, like, what are you in control of?
Yeah, exactly.
For
and
sure.
Not trusting God and what's in
leave
store.
Room.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what can you control? And then it's like 50% almost. And then, like, the rest, you just have to leave up for chance almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's like that.
Exactly.
That
just
much.
follow the will.
Uh-huh.
And because beautiful things can come of it. And then you're like, oh, wow. When a beautiful thing does come of it, and it's not even created by yourself, the awe that you get and the feeling that you get when you're like, oh, my gosh. I had no part to play in that, but yet it's so beautiful and something really, like, it's just such a gift. It's
really
such
is.
a gift.
I would say, like, hatred and gossip and
I
stuff
was just going to say that. Looking
prevalent.
at others as evil and hating others.
Oh my gosh, this has been a thought that's been coming up in my head recently, because I was talking to you the other day about it, and I was like, I really think that people aren't as bad as people say they are. Like...
Was it last night we were talking about
I don't know. I think we were in the car, but I was thinking one day, and I was like, I think that when you hear somebody gossiping about somebody, right? They're ranting. Somebody's angry at somebody, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, when you hear the other point of view, it's almost like you can understand each side. Everybody is trying to find something. They want to be loved. They want to be cared for. Yeah. But it's coming out in, like, these mean ways almost.
Right.
And it's like, it can look vengeful. It can look bad. And it is sometimes.
Right.
But I think that at the root of it all, like, nobody... Like, there's a small group of people who genuinely want to make somebody's life worse.
Yeah.
And those are like the psychopaths. Like, I'm not talking about them.
Right,
I'm talking
right.
about people like me and you who do wrong things, make mistakes,
Right.
hurt other people sometimes.
But truly their intentions are not to
Yeah.
like completely hurt everybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think that's most of the world.
that's most of the world.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I think we deem people as evil and bad people more than we should.
I agree with you.
Like, I think we should try to find the good in some people more than we do.
I think this is a great place where we can place grace on things, and you know, think about, okay, they're probably hurt,
Yeah.
and they're like evil is in this world,
Yeah.
and it's a plague.
Yeah.
So it's not them; it's the fact that we're in this world, and
Yeah.
and when we leave this world,
Yeah.
that won't be there.
We're just so quick to blame, so quick to judge, so quick to that. And if we
Yes.
just have a conversation with someone, we can actually see why they're, you know, saying things.
Yeah,
and
you're
doing things.
so
And it's like,
right.
you know, people day to day aren't out to get people normally.
Yeah.
Unless I'm talking about, there is a group of people that are just evil,
Yeah.
mean, terrible people that want to destroy people's life.
Right.
But most people, you know, it's just out of human error, you know.
Genuinely.
They're ready to have the conversation.
The ways,
You know what I mean?
Totally. And when I like, the way I help myself see that is I look at a system, or I look at, like, I just look out my window and I see this entire, like, groups of people working together to get this one thing done. And, like, for example, my work, like, we're not a big company, but we're not like a small company either. I wouldn't know where we are, but like, it's a good amount of people. I'd say like 500 people in this one building, and we're all working together, and we have the same
Yep.
thing to do, and we have the same goal. And like, when we got we had some technical difficulties, we got hacked a little bit ago, but during that week when nobody like had anything to do, everybody was still there doing things and working on that same goal. And like, if you look at the entire world like this, everybody has a job. Everybody is a drop in a giant ocean, and everybody has a purpose. And not many people are out to get each other and kill each other and
Yeah.
like hurt each other. So when you look at it like this, and it's this giant web of consciousness and love just all flowing together and trying to work together and help each other, it's so much easier to see the fact that we're working together rather than everyone's against each other.
We just need to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, most of the drama and the gossip that people go about is just like,
it's so
I think
individualistic.
people like make up these ideas and they just make it a bigger deal, and it's just like, you just need to talk to the person.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
you know.
And it puts, when we do gossip and we make these assumptions about each other,
Yeah.
it puts this separation between each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a hard line, and it's I'm this and I'm right and they're wrong.
Yeah.
And it completely cuts the connection.
Yeah.
When typically we're
It's
probably
just, I
both.
want something, you want something. We just
Yeah.
have to compromise.
Exactly, and just talk about it. It's just talk about it. It's normally not I'm right, you're wrong
Yeah.
in every situation.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a matter of like, how can we work together
Yeah.
to get what we both want? And there's common ground to be found with everybody, even like Republicans and Democrats, guys.
Yeah.
There's common ground to be found, and that's the goal.
That's the reality.
It's not a big fight. It's not a big. No one's gonna win or lose.
There's no
We're all
evil
here
or
together.
good. Like,
we're all
there's-
we're all here together,
there's no-
and we all want love. We all want compassion. We all want to have a happy. Everyone has the right to the pursuit of happiness.
And instead of being like,
pursuit.
oh, why would they do that? Why would they think that? You know, they have a different perspective. That's all it is.
Yeah,
you know, and they're not
exactly.
trying to be vengeful to you. It's just because they're doing what feels right to them. And sometimes everything is not going to line up with what you want.
Exactly. Exactly. It does come from an ego standpoint.
Yeah.
It comes from a
Selfishness.
yeah.
It's like,
Sometimes we think about the world in so much of the perspective of ourselves.
Yeah.
Like the
That's the
only right
problem.
way is the way that I do it.
yeah. So then everything else is bad or evil
Right.
or wrong.
Exactly.
And
Like, why would
it's
they
like,
do that?
Well, they're doing that too. So it's just, you just got to talk about it.
It makes me so curious about humans. I'm so curious. I know you are too.
Humans are cool.
Like like I know that I'm not the only way. There's so many different ways to do things out there.
Yeah.
So like, tell me about the way you do it.
Yeah,
And don't
me too.
let me talk while you're telling, because I know whatever I say, you're gonna start to change what you're saying.
Yeah.
So just speak.
I think you just need to have the ability to not take things personal too.
Exactly. Like
'Cause it's
remove
not.
yourself from the equation in
Yeah.
a little bit.
It's just like,
you know, like we're all here together, and I don't know, God loves them too. So I want to love them also.
everyone's got their bubble of work and friends and family and stuff, and it can clash with other bubbles.
Yeah, you're right.
But you just got to understand each other's bubbles.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
And
and just assume everyone's bubble's the same.
I've been thinking about this a lot. The only thing that we can take to heaven with us is other people.
Navigating, you know, what are we taking on? What are we leaving behind? And I think that the main purpose we're talking about that is not to be like, oh, you have to do this, you can't do that. That's not why we're talking about this. I think we're talking about this to just be aware of what's really important.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to make us worry more. It's not supposed to make us think, oh,
It's
I'm a
just
bad
to
person
see
because I
what,
do this. And it,
what,
you know,
what's valuable.
yeah.
And what, you know.
It can help us from stop worrying a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if we're worrying about this and that, and we could just be like, you know, I think the main idea is this is just to be kind, you know, or something like that.
100%.
It's not to deem things as like, oh, you're an evil person, you're not because you do this and that. It's just to have a bigger perspective of things.
It's the plague of the world. It's not the humans. You know what I mean? I think we can hold on to that. We can harbor it in our hearts, but it's not stuck on us, and we have the ability to come above it.
We could be aware of it.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean we'll always be away from it. Doesn't mean we could be perfect and never be greedy and never be this. Like, we're always gonna mess up. Like, I do all the time.
Right.
Are you kidding me? Like,
we're never gonna be perfect.
I'm very much not one to talk. But it's just to be aware of it, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's just to have the conversation and just to explore that.
Yeah.
And to be aware.
Yeah. Exactly.
But, yeah. Do you have another one?
Let me see. I guess, I guess this ties into that. Not acknowledging beauty.
Oh.
So when we don't see the beauty in others, then we can, you know, we get lost a little bit.
For sure.
You know, it really is such an ego thing. It's not even funny.
It's not even funny.
It's like,
the ego is insane.
Yeah.
It's like a monster. I'm like, no, go back, hold it down, hold it down, hold it down.
Calm down there, buddy. Calm down.
Yeah, exactly. No, but you're so right. Like just not seeing people as like human in a way.
Yeah.
And I do this all the time. You know, just seeing people as like, you know, a problem or this or that.
Yeah.
When it's really like, oh my gosh, like their existence is so much more important than I'm giving them credit for.
Right. No, you're right though.
You know, really just seeing the beauty all around you and just loving others because they're your brother or your sister, you know.
Yeah,
or your neighbor.
Exactly.
And giving people more credit than what we give them.
Yeah, you're so
and
right.
Seeing the good in everyone.
Yeah.
Before the bad.
Right. God created them, and God loves them. So, God loves them. Maybe like why? Why does God love them? Maybe
they're
it's
just as equal as I am.
Exactly.
They're just as important as I am.
They are.
Their life is just as special. Their love is just as strong. You know? Their feelings are just as valid.
Right.
And nobody is better than another person.
Exactly.
And I truly believe there's more good in this world than bad.
I agree with you.
I think there is. I think everyone was born with a heart. And born with the ability to love. It's just the world that gets to us.
Yeah.
And the hardships that break us down.
I agree with you.
But there's always that godliness and that soul and that love that we yearn for.
Yes.
That makes people do bad things because we're hurt.
Right. 100%.
You know?
100%. And I've been feeling this the past week, or I guess past couple weeks, like it's very easy to look at what we've done bad and like run with it and be like, and feel so guilty and shame for it, like shameful for it.
Yeah.
And, you know, when we do a bad thing, like we get ashamed and we want to hide.
Yeah.
You know, we want to be like, I can't believe I did that. Like, let me go away from God.
Yeah.
Because I know that's not of him. And he wouldn't want me to do that.
That's the wrong way to do it. Because God doesn't want us to feel shame.
Yeah, he wants you to draw near to him.
He wants us to draw near. It's supposed to bring us closer to him.
Exactly.
It's supposed to bring us closer
like,
to him.
Like, that's why the story of Jesus was so painful.
Yeah.
Because he understands. Like, he understands the fact that the evil hurts. And it can take control of us. And he has compassion for it.
He does.
He has compassion.
There's compassion
there. Yeah. And he will love everybody. And everyone, the vilest, the wretched, the poor, every single person. And it's just so amazing thing.
But it's like when God's wrath comes in, that shows us, oh, we shouldn't be doing that. It's pulling us away from God. But instead of doing something that pulls us away from God, right, where like we could be conscious of it and be like, wow. And instead of feeling the guilt and the shame from it, we can say, wow, that didn't make me feel good. I want to do better because I love God and I want to grow near to God and I want to feel the love and I want to give to others because that makes me feel amazing.
Right. Yes.
And I want to grow closer to God because that didn't feel good.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like, the best way to walk out of darkness is just to walk out of darkness.
God is all powerful and he's huge and he's beautiful and he loves us. I want to do better then. He loves me still. I want to do better by his side.
Yeah.
Because I know that's what he has in store for me. I know he wants that for me. He doesn't want the guilt and the shame.
It's just realigning your heart in a way.
Exactly.
Realigning your heart.
Right.
For all the right reasons,
Right. It's like when you have someone that you love so much and you want to do better for them because you love them so much, not because they're forcing you to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And then it's like your friend loves you so much and God is all loving. So just imagine that, even more than a friend.
Yeah.
So of course he wants you to come back,
Right.
Of course he wants you to come back. And he's all loving,
Yeah.
And he'll show you that you did something wrong too because he loves you.
Right, exactly.
Like, you can't grow closer to God by just taking advantage of him and doing all these wrong things and just say, oh yeah, I love God.
And just
Jesus.
using it to justify the fact that you are, justify your life.
It's like,
right.
No, like I can't just be your friend and then just go talk behind your back all day and stuff and just still call you my friend.
Exactly.
It's like, you got to strengthen that relationship by growing closer with somebody. And creating more of a relationship with them with trust.
Right.
And that's what friends do. They tell you when you do something wrong.
Exactly.
That's what God's going to do because that's going to make them a better person. That's what a parent does to their kids.
Right.
They're going to tell them what they do wrong so that they can grow up to be a person who knows what to do right.
Right.
Who knows how to be a good person to others.
And think about it like this too, like if a friend is doing something wrong and another friend is just letting them do it over and over and over again, how is the second friend a good friend? You know what I mean? That's not a good friend. The second friend is going to be like, hey dude, I see this about you and I see it not going the right way.
Yeah.
I would want my friend to tell me that and I would want my father to tell me that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it
might hurt.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
But when we, take it so personal and look at it as an attack on our entire being.
Yeah.
An attack on almost all of humanity, like that's not what it is.
Yeah.
It's not what it is. It's an act of love.
That's why God is God.
Yeah.
And people get mad, like why would he, be angry at us? Why would he do that? And it's like because that's what friends do.
Right. Exactly.
That's what friends do.
No, genuinely.
That's a relationship right there.
Yeah.
That's love right there.
It is. It is.
So it really redirects our hearts in the right direction.
I loved how much you were talking about what's going to carry on. And you said it already.
Yeah.
What's going to stay alive when you die? Yeah. What can you carry on with you after you've died? And what's going to die away with your
whole perspective.
With your actual physical body? Yeah. Like and coming in, like going to church this past summer too, like there was things I thought were so regular and normal but having that separation of those two things and looking at the world like that
absolutely
has totally changed my idea
how I worry, how I care about things,
how I work, how I how I think about myself, how I think about others, and seeing the force behind things rather than just the physicality of it. Yeah. It's
the meaning behind things, what things mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's helped me place so much more value on
what's really important.
Yeah, exactly.
And kind of shift what I believe is more important than other things.
Yeah, exactly. And set yourself up for a life that's more fulfilling and more loving.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's the main idea there.
Yeah, 100%.
I like that. So we'll see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.